John McCain and Hillary Clinton should know that there's nothing empty about the call for affordable health care that came from the young student who told me she gets 3 hours of sleep a night because she works the night shift after a full day of college and still can't pay her sister's medical bills. There's nothing empty about the call for help that comes from the mother in San Antonio who saw her mortgage double in 2 weeks and didn't know where her 2-year-olds would sleep at night when they were on the brink of being kicked out of their home. There's nothing empty about the call for change that came from the elderly woman who wants it so badly that she sent me an envelope with a money order for $3.01 and a simple verse of scripture tucked inside. These Americans know that government can't solve all of our problems, and they don't expect it to. Americans know that we have to work harder and study more to compete in a global economy. Americans know that we need to take responsibility for ourselves and our children, that we need to spend more time with them and teach them well and put a book in their hands instead of a video game once in a while. We know this. But we also believe that there is a larger responsibility that we have to one another as Americans. We believe that we rise or fall as one nation, as one people, that we are our brother's keeper, that we are our sister's keeper. We believe that a child born tonight should have the same chances whether she arrives in the barrios of San Antonio or the suburbs of St. Louis, on the streets of Chicago or the hills of Appalachia. We believe that when she goes to school for the first time, it should be in a place where the rats don't outnumber the computers. That when she applies to college, cost should be no barrier to a degree that will allow her to compete with children in India or children in China for the jobs of the 21st century. We further believe that those jobs should provide wages that can raise her family, health care for when she gets sick, a pension for when she retires. We believe that when she tucks her own children into bed, she should feel safe, knowing that they are protected from the threats we face by the bravest, best equipped military in the world, led by a commander-in-chief who has the judgment to know when to send them into battle and which battlefield to fight on. And if that child should ever get the chance to travel the world, and someone should ask her, where is she from? We believe that she should always be able to hold her head high with pride in her voice when she answers, I am an American. That is the course we seek. That is the change we are calling for. You can call it many things, but you can't call it empty. If I am the nominee of this party, I will not allow us to be distracted by the same politics that seeks to divide us with false charges and meaningless labels. In this campaign, we will not stand for the politics that uses religion as a wedge and patriotism as a bludgeon. San Antonio, I owe what I am to this country that I love, and I will never forget it. Where else could a young man who grew up herding goats in Kenya get the chance to fulfill his dream of a college education? Where else could he marry a white girl from Kansas whose parents survived war and a Great Depression to find opportunity out west? Where else could they have a child who would one day have the chance to run for the highest office in the greatest nation the world has ever known? Where else but in the United States of America? It is now my hope and our task to set this country on a course that will keep this promise alive in the 21st century. And the eyes of the world are watching to see if we can. You know, there's a young man on my campaign whose grandfather lives in Uganda. He's 81 years old. He has never experienced true democracy in his lifetime. During the reign of Idi Amin, he was literally hunted, and the only reason that he escaped was thanks to the kindness of others and a few good-sized trunks. And on the night of the Iowa caucuses, that 81-year-old man stayed up until 5 in the morning, huddled by his television, waiting for the results of an election on the other side of the world. The world is watching what we do here. The world is paying attention to how we conduct ourselves, what we say, how we treat one another. What will they see? What will we tell them? What will we show them? Can we come together across party and region, race and religion to restore prosperity and opportunity as the birthright of every American? Can we lead the community of nations in taking on the common threats of the 21st century, terrorism and climate change, genocide and disease? Can we send a message to all those weary travelers beyond our shores who long to be free from fear and want that the United States of America is and always will be the last best hope on earth? We say, we hope, we believe. Yes, we can. Thank you, San Antonio. God bless you. God bless America. I appreciate you.
Strategically,